Hi, Rutgers. Welcome back, and all of our lovely first graders. This is Mrs. Talent. We miss you all so much, and this week is our last week of social studies, so make sure you enjoy it. We'll switch to science next week. All right, so we have past and present is what we're going to focus on this week, and timelines. So today we're going to be looking at school life and how we can compare how we go to school now, before we had to go home, and how we had school in the past. So the first thing you're going to do is watch this video. It's pretty long. You don't have to watch the entire thing, but it does talk about how schools were just one tiny little room. They have to go to the bathroom outside. It just tells you all sorts of cool information about how they did things. And the next thing we're going to look at is right here. So our spreadsheet tells us that at school you learn to read and write and do math just like children long ago. These things are the same. But now let's look at things that are different. So then, this is what a school looked like in the past, right here. The past means long ago, the time before now. So back then, schools only had one room, and children of all ages learned together. So you can see here, you look at the kids, they all look different ages, and that's because that's how schools were in the past. It was because there were no buses. So that's why all the children in the neighborhood, they just walked to school, and that's why there were children of all different ages. They actually used chalk to write on small boards called slates. So you can see here in a little picture, that's what they used to write on. They didn't have paper. This is a abacus, and this is used to help learn for math. And they learned to read from a horn book. So you can see right here, this is what we call a horn book. Now, obviously, this shows children in the present. Today, most schools have many rooms, and most children are in a class with people about the same age. Children may take a bus to school or ride in a car. Children have notebooks, books, and computers. These are tools for learning. A tool is something people use to do work. You can also see there are different kinds of schools over here. There are special needs schools. That means people who are different and who need learning to be different from a normal classroom. They have to have a special needs school. There's also such thing as homeschool. So kind of like what you're doing now, but they do that all year round, and whoever's living with them, they teach them everything they need to know, just like your teacher teaches you. All right, and then we're going to quickly look at a prezi to show us about different games. So let's look at what games did school children play. So you're going to have to answer this question in your packet. So let's look very closely. Children's games from the past. It says they played outside a lot, they used their imagination, and created a lot of their own games, rhymes, and songs. Toys such as a frisbee and a hula hoop were also very popular. Other popular games and toys include jacks. So this is a game they would play. They drop the ball and then try to pick up many of those little pieces, the jacks, as they could before the ball touched back down and they had to grab the ball. So you basically just didn't want to let the bouncy ball touch it. So you can also try to play this with anything that you have at home. You can be creative. They played strings, trying to make different creations with strings or rubber bands. Marbles is also a fun game, hopscotch, and skipping. Now, children, we still play outside, use imagination, but there's lots of technology. So we have iPods, iPads, PlayStation, Wii, and Xbox are some of the most popular ways that we play games together now. So just look at the very differences, and then you're going to go into your packet, and you're going to tell me which game do you think you would like to play from the past and why. Just 1 or 2 sentences is fine. And then you're going to tell me what school life was. So you're going to write over here 2 things for the past. You notice in the videos, 2 things from the present, how we do school now. This can either be before we had to go home or now, and then both. And then that is it for day 1. And great job, everybody.